Okay, when it comes to nutrition, I like to keep things very simple. So I'm going to give you the 10 best nutrition based things to do for your health right now. And we're going to go through this real quick. I know we're all busy, so let's get down to brass tacks here. Number one, eat real food. Avoid anything that comes in a box or has more than 5 ingredients. So read those food labels. When you go to the grocery store, shop the perimeter of the store and avoid what is in the middle, which is all those processed foods. And ditch fast food. Please, please ditch fast food. Number two, get plant based. Eating closer to the earth ensures you are getting the vitamins, minerals, and phytochemicals your body needs. Aim for 50+% fruits and vegetables, half of your plate at every meal. Try to eat more vegetables than fruits. Fruits are good for you. I'm not trying to say they're not, but vegetables give you everything that fruits do without all of the sugar. So, they are they can be a healthier choice, and I encourage you to eat more vegetables. Fresh, seasonal, organic, and local is best, but obviously we all have financial and seasonal and local constraints. So frozen is okay too. Non-organic can be okay as well. Um, Check out my recommendations for the 10 best vegetables to have on hand. And I just want to show this real quick. So you've probably seen this, the Environmental Working Group's Dirty Dozen and Clean 15 list. They put out a new list every year, and some things change, some things do not. This little graphic that I have here is actually for your wallet. You can print it out and fold it up and put it in your wallet so you have with you and you know what to eat. That is what you should be buying organic and what you can buy conventional. Number three, take a fish oil omega-3 supplement. So fish oil reduces inflammation in the body, which inflammation is the cause of heart disease, cancer, and Alzheimer's. We need to balance omega-6, which is high in the standard American diet, with omega-3. You actually never need to take an omega-6 supplement because it's so prominent in our current diets, but you do need the omega-3, so just remember that. It's recommended to take 600 to 1,000 milligrams a day, at least, of EPA to DHA, and you want to make sure you're getting a supplement that has EPA and DHA in it. It should come in a dark bottle because fish oil oxidizes with light exposure, which means it goes rancid, and so you don't want to be taking any rancid fish oil. You want to look for an ultra refined source. Ideally, it should be molecularly distilled. Low quality fish oil is termed the sewer of the sea. So I don't think that needs any further explanation. So just, it's a good place to invest money to get a high quality fish oil. Number four, take a probiotic and incorporate fermented foods. So a probiotic is full of healthy bacteria that help with GI health and immunity. Fermented foods are naturally rich in probiotics. So recommended fermented foods include kombucha, miso, tempeh, kefir, sauerkraut. I encourage you to stay away from yogurts high in sugar. So even stuff like Activia, it's really not that great for you. It has a really high sugar count. Go with plain yogurt and add some natural sweetener to it or some fruit instead. That is actually one of my biggest pet peeves is yogurt as a health food because it's really not that healthy for you. But different topic. So tips for finding a good probiotic. This is actually eye-opening for me. So you want to select quality over cost. So even if you pay a little bit more, you may want to go for a quality product. Buy a reputable brand. The potency should be 8 billion per dose as the minimum. So if you look here on this label that I've cut out, it says 10 billion organisms. So that's what you want 8 billion or above. Look for strains of lactobacillus. It starts with an L on the label, and bifidobacterium, which starts with a B on the label, excuse me. So you can see on the labels here, I have those highlighted. And you also want to look for letters and numbers after the names. So you can see here the LA-02. The LA-02 is the pedigree of this strain, which means that it has been purified, genetically characterized, and registered. So you know what you're getting here as opposed to just some random bacteria. All right, number 5, I've alluded to this already, but limit sugars. So why is sugar bad? It is empty calories that provide no nutritional value. It's addictive. Your body reacts the same way to sugar as it does to heroin, which is scary. It raises insulin, which can lead to diabetes. It causes inflammation in the body. And this I actually just learned. It causes glycation, which create advanced glycation end products that accelerate the aging process and can't be reversed. So how much sugar should you be eating? 5 teaspoons or 20 grams a day for women, and 9 teaspoons or 36 grams a day for men. And when you start to read labels and look at how much sugar is in different servings of food, you'll realize that 20 grams really is not a lot. Sugar is in absolutely everything. So make sure that you're reading those labels and looking at how much sugar you actually are eating. So tips for avoiding sugar: read food labels and avoid all of the following, which are label code for sugar. I'm not going to read them out loud, but I'll just stop here for a second. Okay, start your day with a mix of protein, carbohydrates, and fat. So starting with sugar leads to a mid-morning crash. We've all heard this before, and starts the sugar cycle. It's something that you want to avoid. Keep sugary foods out of sight, out of mind. And you can curb cravings with sweeter vegetables. So think about incorporating sweet potatoes, beets, or carrots, just to name a few. 6, eat mindfully. When you're eating, focus solely on the act of eating. No TV, no phone, no internet. Chew meals fully and learn to listen to your body as you eat. Number 7, drink 1 meal per day. It can be a smoothie or a juice. If it's a juice, I encourage you to have a vegetable juice or a vegetable fruit juice blend, not just a sugar, not just a fruit juice, because it will be too high in sugar. I start my day with a smoothie every day. I prefer a smoothie. I feel like it keeps me full longer, and with a smoothie, you're getting the fiber, which you're not getting with the juice, but both have their advantages and disadvantages. Aim for 1 fruit and 1 veggie minimum. If you're juicing, that probably should be higher, but with a smoothie, that can be tough to get more in. So why I suggest doing this: it gives you a quick burst of vitamins, minerals, enzymes, protein, and oxygen, and it gives your digestive system a break because you are ingesting something that has already been broken down by your blender or your juicer. And also, you may have heard about the raw diet, people who eat only raw food. So some nutrition in foods can be destroyed when those foods are cooked. So this is a great way to incorporate some raw fruits and vegetables into your diet every day. Now I do have an asterisk here. I do know that some people actually do need to chew their food. It triggers the release of saliva, and it also, they just don't feel full if they're not chewing. And if that is the case for you, then obviously do what works for you. But if that is not the case, I do encourage you to try to drink 1 meal per day. Number 8, hydrate. So chronic dehydration causes fatigue, constipation, digestion issues, and overeating, which can lead to obesity. Dehydration may mask itself as hunger, which is where that overeating piece comes in. Now, a rule of thumb, which I've talked about before: take your body weight in pounds, divide it by 2, and that is the minimum ounces of water that you should drink every day. Now, again, that can depend on, if you work out really intensely, what type of environment you sit in every day, what the climate is like where you live. So this is a general rule of thumb. Err on the side of caution if you live in, a really warm climate and perhaps have more. Um, Keep a glass of water or a water bottle at your desk at work, and a bonus if you keep it with you at all times. Number 9, experiment and keep track. Remember, we all have different nutritional needs. The goal is to find what works for you. So you can experiment with small versus large meals, and what time of the day you have those at. So there is some thinking that actually we should flip our meals. Typically in America, we have the largest meal of the day at dinner, and there are some proponents that say we should actually have the largest meal of the day at breakfast. So you could think about doing something like that. And experiment with snacking at different times of the day, and also with common allergens, which include dairy, gluten, eggs, and soy. Keep a food journal, and I know this can be difficult for people. So one of the things that I tried to do, I found it to be pretty easy, is to actually keep a photo journal using Instagram. So I'll just, and I don't do it every meal, but I try to. I snap a picture of my food and I just post it on Instagram, and it's there for me if I ever need to go back to it. Track how you feel and bowel movements after meals, and review the journal routinely to identify trends. And obviously, the journaling and the review is a common theme that we have seen a bunch in this program. It's very important. Number 10, last one, plan ahead. So make it a routine. Once a week, make a meal plan for that week. Make sure you have everything on hand you need to execute your plan, or a time to get it together. And use the meal plan guide that I have included. I also encourage you to have healthy snacks on hand. A mix of protein and healthy fats will keep you full. So think about nuts, seeds, avocados, and eggs. Those are some of my favorite snacks. You can also have fruits or vegetables available too. Just one last thing I want to remind you. Remember, consistent small changes add up to big changes over time. So if this list of 10 things is overwhelming to you, just start with one and do one. Do it for a week or 2 weeks, and then add another one, and go from there. You don't need to do them all right now, as tempting as that might be, because I know we all like to do all the things all the time. But take it slow. Remember that small changes add up to big changes over time. And that is it for the top 10 list.